Hello, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Amy from Neurotic Mom Bakes. Okay, I went to Disney World about a month ago and we ate at this restaurant and they had a sampling of desserts and they served this honey cupcake with raspberry frosting. That was the best cupcake I have ever had in my entire life. So I came home and thought I need to recreate this. It's not quite as good, but it is close. It is really, really good. The cupcake was just more dense and it just had that honey flavor and it just went so well with the raspberry buttercream. So I'm gonna do that for you today. All right, so to start, I need a half a cup of unsalted butter that's softened, room temperature. And then I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. Believe me, I tried to find the Disney honey of a cupcake recipe and their stuff is just top secret. I could not find it. It was so good, but this is close. Okay, I'm gonna cream that together. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to add 2 eggs, mixed. Okay, now the honey. I'm going to add 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of honey and then a teaspoon of vanilla. Now here's a trick if you're not weighing out your ingredients. Get your measuring cup wet and the honey should slide out more easily. Any kind of honey will work, anything. If you go a little over, it's totally fine. Or a little under, it's totally fine. And then my vanilla, 1 teaspoon. Let's mix that. Okay, now I'm just gonna measure out my dry ingredients. Right here I have 1½ cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So there's my dry ingredients, and in here I have 1/2 cup of buttermilk. If you don't have milk or buttermilk, you can use milk. And then here's a tip when making cakes or cupcakes. If your buttermilk and eggs are room temperature, they will rise better and you will get a better cake texture. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 1/2 of the dry ingredients. Mix that up. Then I'm going to add my buttermilk and mix that up. And then the last 1/2 of my dry ingredients. I don't want to overmix, so I'm just going to do the last little bit by hand. And I'm just going to make sure I have everything off the bottom of the bowl. Perfect. This is going to make about 12 to 16 cupcakes, and I just have a standard size ice cream scoop here. And I just fill it to exactly level, and I find that it's the perfect amount for my cupcakes. Okay, these will go into a 325-degree oven for about 16 to 18 minutes. Okay, while those are baking, let's make our delicious raspberry buttercream. What I'm going to use for flavor is freeze-dried raspberry powder. This is pure raspberries that have been dried, freeze-dried, not dehydrated, freeze-dried, and then ground to a fine powder. This is going to give you the most flavor, so it is worth finding or worth ordering on Amazon. I found mine on Amazon. Okay, we're going to start with 2 sticks or 1 cup of unsalted butter that is slightly softened. And I'm just gonna whip the butter until it's nice and fluffy. Perfect. And then I'm going to add about 4 cups of powdered sugar. So that's about half of this 8-cup or 2-pound bag. So 4 cups or 1 pound or about 450 grams of powdered sugar. Here we go. It's not so much today, so it shouldn't go flying. Okay, I'm going to add about 2 to 4 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. I'll start with 2, and then about a teaspoon of vanilla. If you've watched me in my buttercream videos or my frosting videos, You know I like to just eyeball things and go back and forth until I get the right taste and texture. And then a pinch of salt. Let's continue mixing. I'm going to add another tablespoon of the heavy whipping cream. And then at this point, I'm going to add my raspberry powder, just according to taste, how strong you like the flavor. Anywhere from about 1/4 to 1/2 cup. I'm gonna do somewhere in the middle, and then I'll taste it and see if I want more. It's gonna give it such a nice, natural, pretty color also. And it smells so good. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be perfect. All right, let's do our taste and consistency test. Ooh, the raspberries, nice and tangy and perfect. However, it's a little stiff, so I'm gonna add another tablespoon, maybe 2 of the heavy whipping cream. Okay, I think that's going to be absolutely perfect. Let's place this in to a piping bag. And this tart, fruity flavor just goes so well with that honey cupcake. Almost as good as the one in Disney World, almost. I'm just going to use my Wilton 1M tip for this. However, feel free to decorate however you'd like. So I put my piping tip inside the bag. Fold it over my hand like that. And just spoon it and then push it down into the piping bag. Just push it down. Twist, and it's ready to go. Okay, my cupcakes are out. They're a beautiful golden color. It's just a little bit more of a dense cake, which I actually like. And I've got my raspberry buttercream here, and I'm just gonna do a simple, pretty swirl on top of these. Nothing too fancy. There we go. I'm just gonna leave them simple and pretty like this. Trust me, this combination of this honey cupcake, it's not like a vanilla, it's more flavorful than that. But paired with the raspberry buttercream, oh my gosh, it is so good. So give this one a try for yourself and see what you think. And then if you want to see more tutorials and recipes like this, just make sure you subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Should we bite into one? Let's bite into one. Oh, look at that. I'm a mess, but it's worth it. So good.